Ndigbo. Oh yes, they calm down. You come on board soon. And Oanaze Ndigbo is already kicking against it. And many Nigerians. What would be the implication if this bill is passed?
Honestly, I don't know the rationale behind that bill. Unfortunately, it was I think sponsored by Lalong, former Plateau governor. Former governor of Plateau State was one sponsoring that. I don't know what that bill is meant to achieve in this nation. We are trying to bring people together. We are trying to say we are one Nigeria and all of that. And you are bringing a bill that is divisive in nature, the way I've seen it. How do you bring up an Ooni of Ife, bring up a Sultan of Sokoto, even if we are to consider the three major tribes, where is an eastern person within that block? For me, that bill should be torn into pieces as fast as possible. That bill should be trashed. That bill is not going to help this country in any way. Very divisive. It should be thrown out as fast as possible. Even if it is virtually passed, the president should be sensitive enough. I want to advise. Should be sensitive enough never to assent to such a bill. It is unfortunate that some of our legislators don't even know why they are there. Such a bill has nothing, in my estimation, has nothing to impart in the lives of Nigerians.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. I really appreciate you. Thank you very much, Mr. Vincent. Thank you. All right, Oanaze.
Yes, good morning.
You've been vibrating behind. What's the problem? What's going on? Is it because of the bill that has passed through second reading? The bill to elevate Ooni of Ife?
What are they elevating them for?
What about Igbo traditional rulers? Don't you have traditional rulers?
It's Obi of Onitsha, not bigger than Ooni of Ife.
So why are these ones?
You should ask Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Is it Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Yes, now yes. Okay, why? Okay, you want to tell me he's not aware that Sultan of Sokoto and Ooni of Ife was appointed? The attack of Igala is bigger than Sultan of Sokoto.
Are you sure?
Okay, you don't know how they are being ranked. Forget all these politics they are playing. Is Obi of Onitsha not bigger than Ooni? So what? I don't understand the essence of that kind of.
You have a Yoruba man beside you here.
No, it's not a matter of issue. We are looking at, okay, when did we start hearing about Ooni of Ife compared to Obi of Onitsha? Then in that regard, how come then you decided to pick Ooni of Ife and one man who cannot separate religion from politics? What about Benin? So bros, so you know what we're saying now, the reality on ground is that whatever the plan is, if it is to Islamize, to use it to Islamize the traditional institution, then let us watch. It has been rejected by the Middle Belt. It has been rejected by Oanaze. The militants in Niger Delta have rejected it completely. Let them go and fly it. Let us see how it will work. Pass first reading, second reading. Of what purpose is the bill for? They want to rank. Then anything that they want to do now, they will call Sultan of Sokoto, call Ooni of Ife. Then they will decide how to implement Sharia in the traditional institution.
It's an insult on Igbo nation.
Bro, let me tell you. No, it's not a matter of insult. Whatever they have decided has already been shut down.
It has passed through second reading.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. It has already been condemned and shut down. And if they move with it, in fact, you don't know what they are trying to bring. When we are talking about how nations, institutions fell, cultures fell into something strange, this is how it comes. It comes gradually. If you come to the ranking of traditional rulers in Nigeria, where do we start from? Where do we start from? Would you compare Ooni of Ife with the Oba of Benin?
There's somebody from Osun State here.
Bro,
you need to be very careful.
Bro, I can tell you that this current Ooni of Ife, when he was being sworn in, we know a lot of things he said. We are talking about people from a reputable, traditional stool from the Yoruba land. We'll be talking about the one from Oyo, not Ooni of Ife. Then for them to have decided to pick these two to coordinate, but it's absolutely an embarrassment.
First of all, let me. I don't want to say I want to take you to this.
Direct your statement not to me.
I will pick from
your view.
I will pick from the last angle you said.
Okay.
You are talking. I don't know the way you are talking. You are not even balancing. You don't know whether to attack Ooni or whether you want to maintain. I'm coming. Now you are talking about picking Alaafin. If they pick Alaafin, it will make the case to be worse. Because go and check. Alaafin, for the past like 3, 4, 5 Alaafin that you have, they are going to be Muslim. That one is a fact. Or your ass is belong to Muslim. So when they pick Alaafin and they pick Sultan of Sokoto, I'm saying Alaafin. Oh yes, you like to model thing. I'm saying I'm not talking on your state. Alaafin or for your the last one that died, Lamidi is his name. This current one is Akimu. Go and check. Fast check me. 3, 4, 5 Alaafin, Oba, Kinekan, Ndigbo. Go and check them. They are Muslim. That axis has been Islamized several years ago with the influence of Fulani. Now, are you a Yoruba man that you want to be comparing, you want to be telling me who is greater between Ooni and Alaafin? Are you a Yoruba? History, go and check history. First check, who get back to Oyo? This Oyo, who get back to it? Where did Oyo come from? Who get back to this Oyo? And it was Oromiyan that established Oyo State. I mean, that's Oyo Empire. Who get back to Oromiyan? Where did Oromiyan come from? If Oyo is so important, why did Oromiyan leave Oyo throne and went back to Ife? Mr. Mike, you established a kingdom yourself. Then you leave the throne. You went back to your father's throne. That means your father's throne is greater than yours. Because when you have something that is greater, you hold it. So that is the history. Let me tell you, in Africa, there is no, in history, there apart from rebellious tendency of Oyo that make them to be kicking against their roots. Ife is the source of every Yoruba man. There is no doubt about that one. Go and check it. And what the only fashion they are bringing out to back their theory is that all the sons of Oduduwa, all of them have left. They have went to establish their kingdom. And it was the son of slave. Who is a slave? They call Ooni slave. Go and check the history of all people that have become Ooni. Ogbogbodire is a slave. These great men, Obatala, who are the people that are ruling Ife before the arrival of Oduduwa? So Obatala, do you know the meaning of Obatala? Who was Obatala? Who was Obatala? So Obatala was a slave. All the kings, Ogbogbodire, all of them, they are slaves. These people, they don't know what they are talking about. Let me tell you, do you know how many history that have come out because of this case that you are dragging? Let's leave that one apart. That is the case of between Alaafin. But me, I don't support injustice, and I don't support imbalance. They should have leave this thing. They should have leave that clause. That clause of chairmanship shouldn't have, come with picking Ooni and Sultan of Sokoto. Maybe they should have subjected it to, debate and or election that, okay, you can choose among yourself who is going to be chairman, and it can be within frame of 4 years. Simple, the way we do presidency. So I don't want to join the fact with them that they should throw away that bill entirely. But that clause alone has jeopardized everything. It has marred everything. So what they are trying to do is that they want to involve our traditional ruler more in the governance, so in the system, because we are having insecurity challenge now, and they think the people that are very close to the to the grassroots now, they are our traditional ruler, and if they want to participate, they can participate, but they need authority, they need empowerment to do such of a thing. So that clause, if it is very possible that they should remove it and they should choose among themselves. Of course, everybody cannot be chairman at a go. When we are started having about 4 chairmen, that traditional, that institution itself, I don't know what you want to call it. but not to create, I mean, this kind of a thing. They should have subjected to debate.
I'm sure this will deepen more the ethnic division in the country. But why Sultan of Sokoto, Ooni of Ife, and not Obi of Onitsha? Yes, he just stated it now. He just told us now that
you ask me why.
Obi of Onitsha is bigger than
that is he himself knows that it's a fallacy. No place to. Let me tell you. When the British come, why is it difficult for them to use direct rule in the southeast? Because they run a republican system of government. There is no one you can actually call that this is their supreme leader, as you will find it in Yoruba land here and also in the north. You cannot eat your cake and have it. You cannot claim what you have, and still want to be, being confectious about what other people have. It is our nature that we have. This is our Oba. Allah said, and what he said is final. In your own area, you have your own peculiarity. Tell me, in what justification will you want to put Obi of Onitsha beside Ooni of Ife? No justification. There is no history you can trace to that. Even the one that you can use to compete with Ooni of Ife is this Oba at Benin, Oba of Benin, and I've dragged this thing. Oba of Benin himself was also part of the son of Oduduwa. Oromia went to that place and he gave back to Oweka. Oromia, I don't know the history that was going on, the Godomigodo and all the rest, before it reached the story of Benin. But the fact is that Oduduwa, from his throne, his son went to Benin, and so we have the son of Oduduwa controlling Benin. So how can a son be greater than the father? Tell me now. So there is no way you can compare the Oba of Benin with Ooni. So I cannot be comparing with his wife.
Where in a country like Nigeria, where we have diverse of ethnicity and diverse of languages, equity is very, very important, and very unfortunate with what we are seeing. We have not been able to see that one. There is no equity, justice is summer in this country, because with this kind of a proposed bill that is ongoing, the bill to establish national traditional ruler, and they are proposing to make Ooni of Ife and Sultan of Sokoto as co-chairman, national, life co-chairman. It sounds somehow, actually, like I usually say, that maintaining equity sometimes, it may not be perfect. We may not be able to achieve it perfectly, but with this one we are seeing, it's too obvious that two particular tribe try to dominate this country, and I'm talking about Fulani and Yoruba. Because okay, when we are even want to talk about the ruling in this country, check it out. Since when we begin this democracy, it has been either Fulani or Yoruba. It has been a rotational thing. We have Yoruba in the first place. Later it's returned to Fulani. After that one, we still have somebody from South. That one is accidental, let me tell you. Somebody from South. That I'm talking about Goodluck Jonathan. Goodluck Jonathan presidency was accidental, not intentional. It's not that they want Jonathan to become president. God forced Jonathan on top of them. Otherwise, it will have been Yoruba, Fulani, Yoruba, Fulani. And the case of Jonathan, you may not see it in the next 100 years. Somebody that God will favor like Jonathan, from deputy governor to governor, from governor to vice president, from vice president to president. Where do you want to see that kind of opportunity again? It's not easy. So, if not for the interruption of Jonathan presidency, we will have seen Yoruba, Fulani, and if it is continue like that, how do you want to explain to these people that we are in the same country and we want to maintain equity and fairness and justice in this country? So there is a outcry, there is uproar. The leader of Igbo group, I'm talking about Oanaze, Ndigbo, they have come out to criticize this bill and call for the redress in that area. How can you pick Ooni of Ife and Sultan of Sokoto as a co-chairman? From what capacity do you want the other region traditional ruler to perform? Or is there no prominent traditional ruler in other regions like Southeast? And you know, Southeast has always been in a position of being marginalized all the time, the fact marginalized all the time, because if you want to look at this thing, it's not only from Southeast they don't pick traditional ruler. We have 6 geopolitical zones and we have 2 major zones, which is North and South. And I want to believe that these people, their perspective is that from North, Sultan of Sokoto represent them. From South here, Ooni of Ife represent them. And it's not going to palatable that everybody will be chairman. Everybody cannot be chairman. That is the truth of the matter. But because of history, because of antecedent, because of something that has been happening before, that's why it makes it look like they still want to repeat the same thing. That is one-sidedness, which is partiality, which is injustice, which some people even call it conquest. Call it conquest because Igbo people, they will feel like it's like, are we not entitled to anything in this country? Very, very unfortunate. So Oanaze Ndigbo has rise up against this thing, and as usual, they may just rise up. The conquest leader will have their way. They will have their way. The Ooni of Ife and the Sultan of Sokoto will become life chairman. And sometimes this is why you need to exalt your own side. You need to exalt what belongs to you. Yoruba will say, I know what I'm saying. It's not mean that there are no prominent traditional ruler in Igbo land, but hardly you can find one that you will compare with Ooni of Ife from Southwest here. That is the truth of the matter. Take it or leave it. Even the Oba of Benin that you may want to use to compare Ooni of Ife, they are incomparable. They are incomparable. Ooni and Oba of Benin, they are incomparable. There is no Oba in this part of this south that you can use to compare Ooni. Well, it is very, very unfortunate that we find ourselves in this situation. But I think people around the world, in Igbo, across the globe, they are watching and they are going to do everything humanly possible to get the redress. But if the Igbo now kick and they seek for redress, how many co-chairmen are we going to have? So are we going to have chairman from the south, chairman from the southeast, or a chairman from the north central, maybe a town of Igala or anything? Anyway, it's like this issue of conquest agenda will not go on in Nigeria. We usually see it where some area are being marginalized. A region like a southeast, north central, northeast has always been put aside when we are talking about Nigeria political circle. In this area, we have not seen any one of this area produce presidency. But it's like they want to extend the marginalization by this bill that we are seeing sponsoring in the House of Assembly now. That is the bill that is talking about Nasana traditional ruler, and they are suggesting Ooni of Ife and the Sultan of Sokoto as a co-chairman. What do you have to say about this, Mr. Oanaze?
Well, I think to an extent it has been rejected by the Middle Belt Forum, and it has also been rejected by the Oanaze and other, traditional, sub-traditional institutions. If you are trying to conduct this kind of a thing. I think it should be holistic, picking major traditional rulers from multi-ethnic nationalities. So whatever that are going to decide there, things will be factored in. And the fear that, irrespective that we have Ooni of Ife, we hold him in high esteem in this southern part of the country, and we know that Ooni of Ife is a man who has been able to, champion the Igbo cause to an extent, even Igbo culture and identity. I can guarantee you that. I can say that, from all checks and balances I've been able to gather about the Ooni of Ife. I respect him, man, because a man of integrity is a man who believes in nationalism, who believes in the reality on ground. But if you are seeing that bill, coming out to an extent that has passed first reading and entering second reading, what is the motive of selecting the Ooni of Ife and the Sultan of Sokoto to co-chair that bill? So it's threatening the institutions of traditional government. Let me put it that way. The institution of traditional government is very important, and anything that influences it, religious-wide or political-wide, has a devastating positive or negative effect on the citizens. But where we have a funny system, where everything is being tinted towards Islamization, there is fear that some level of uncertainty can come out of it, and once it come out, there might be some deep reservation, and Nigeria might be thrown into a serious chaos, and it has been rejected. And the fear is that having a caliphate who lords over almost everything in terms of religion, even down to southwest Yoruba land, is giving a serious concern to many other regions like the Middle Belt and the Southeast. And when I'm talking about the Southeast, when I'm talking about the Southeast, I'm talking about both the South and Southeast, factored together, because these are things that we, the Southeastern people, might think that it's not okay by the way the government is going about it, trying to push it on the people without due consultation. There should be consultations, and if there's anything, that people need to ask questions about, we need to ask questions about it. Now Nigeria is gradually heading into a conquest agenda. Yes.
Well, Mr. Chinedu, I will agree with you partially, because why not leaving this thing for the traditional ruler to choose their chairman? At least maybe they can subject it to elective something, maybe for the period of 4 years, and you leave it for them. If not that they have ulterior motive, why sponsoring bill and even suggesting a life co-chairman if what you're saying is not true?
Femi, in fact, I 100% agree with you, because not every Nigerian want to look at it from their perspective. There is fear already, given what the jihadist Fulanis are doing, within the 36 states of the Federation. No state is left, without a cry of help, without insecurity. That's a fact. That's the reality, And if once you are government, you see, I keep on saying it, this thing is getting gradually taking different dimensions, taking different angle. Now it is the turn of the traditional institution to face reality, and the reality is that these are people who are custodians of their people. And Nigeria is a secular nation and not an Islamic nation. And I don't know what Parliament means by continuing from where Buhari stopped, and if actually he himself is trying to push this thing, since he cannot go the direction of the political masses, then I think the traditional institutions can be able to launder it to their people. Because I don't know what what this thing is always being factored in that direction. Like you actually said, I think they have a body in Nigeria here where they can come together and said, okay, there's a resolution, and these are the people whom we are giving as co-chairman or whatever bill that's regarding or how to bring the traditional institutions closer to the government, or how to, get some government enhancement and empower and deepen democracy down to the people. That would have been a whole thing. That means everybody is being carried along. Then for you to just select two people, from the entire 250 ethnic nationalities with, major regions being exempted in this, it shows that there must be more to it. There has always been fear of Islamic tendencies in Nigerian seat of power, and you can see that it's very suspicious. We know that actually there's a Muslim ticket. Shetima is a Muslim, and the president Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a Muslim. We saw him while he was addressing the bishops in Nigeria just a few weeks ago, where he said that his wife is a pastor and does not have that tendencies. But we're not going to look like that. We are looking at the art of law that embodies every other thing that has to do with Nigeria existence. And we are talking about bringing this thing the way it is now. I think it is regrettable and it should be condemned. The Middle Belt Forum and the Oanaze leaders has come out together and said it is no go area. And what is the fear? The fear is that the compromise to bring an act or to bring a kind of Sharia. We saw the battle the Yorubas fought when the Sultan of Sokoto declared that before anything that can take place in Southwest, is that he needs to be consulted, and because he's the head of the caliphate and all Muslims in Nigeria, including the Yorubas Muslims.
Very, very unfortunate, because this bill, I think, is a very, very nice bill. Apart from this clause that has everything, because we need to involve our traditional ruler in making sure that we achieve peace in our domain. But Mr. Chinedu, don't you think that much more than Oanaze and the Middle Belt Forum, the people that came, from that angle, the member of House of Representatives from North Central, member of House of Representatives from Southeast, and the senators, don't you think they are the one that's supposed to kick? Because this one that they are just making, they are just talking, how far do you think their word can turns things around?
In honest truth, I believe that every representative there is Fulanized. It's been produced by the Fulani oligarchy. Every House representative, every House Senate, might have visited the caliphate in one way or the other before the endorsement. And while you are visiting, while they are visiting, a certain agreement might have been reached. There's no two words about it. If it is not coming directly from them, then it is coming from their godfathers. So it will be very difficult at that level in the federal, House.